Welcome back. You're watching the Daily Report with me, George Maringa, at TV47 News, as well as at George Maringa _ are the handles you can use on X, formerly Twitter. You can tweet to my guest directly at Hon Wamuchomba. Dr. Gathoni Wamuchomba, Honorable Dr. Gathoni Wamuchomba, the Member of Parliament for Githunguri constituency, is our guest tonight right here on the program. 22047 is our SMS line. Start with your name, where you're watching us from, followed by your question, comment, or feedback regarding the show tonight, even as we embark on a myriad of issues. And thank you so much for joining us and staying with us so far.
Thank you.
Kabisa.
You know where I come from, we call you Mariga.
Mariga. That's good.
Mariga means somebody who is, somebody who hits it, you know. Maringa. Kuringa is kugonga, yes.
Kuringa.
Yes.
Oh, asante.
So when you hit us politically, we say, here, there is Maringa, ring us.
Nice. That's quite.
Yeah. You're doing well, though.
I'm good, and you?
Well done. You're doing very well. I've been following your content. I'm very particular about content.
Yes.
And you're doing a very good job.
Asante.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. You have very good content.
Asante.
Which glue us to your screen.
Asante.
Yep.
And of course, the rest of the colleagues, I'll have them know.
Yes, please let them know that we appreciate the content that they bring to us.
Of course.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Asante sana.
Karibu.
And talking about, the activities, we've seen what has been happening politically. Of course, a space that you entered quite over a decade ago.
Yeah.
And you've seen how it has been going. Over the weekend, coming hot on the heels of the vetting, public vetting of the cabinet secretary nominees, various of them coming in several positions, especially what has happened in what has been termed as the broad-based government. I'd like to pick your mind on this broad-based government, what you make of it, as Gathoni Wamuchomba, as Member of Parliament, as well a member of the UDA party.
Kwanza kabisa, allow me to just say hi to my voters in Githunguri and my fans who follow me on X, those who follow me on Facebook, and of course my wonderful voters of Githunguri who have given me the power to represent them as their delegate. I keep telling them I'm their delegate, I'm not their trustee. And therefore, whatever I do, especially the way I vote in Parliament and the way I represent matters in Parliament, I do so on behalf of the people of Githunguri. And I want to thank them for trusting me and for giving me the opportunity to be their delegate in the National Assembly of Kenya, 13th Parliament. Maringa, you've asked me my feelings and my opinion regarding the government, the broad-based government.
Yes.
When I was coming in here, somebody called me and he asked me, are you voting for so-and-so and for so-and-so? And I asked him, why are you asking me those questions? And he told me, because I just wanted to know your thoughts, because nowadays when you speak things, we doubt you, but eventually we prove you right. And I told that person, I personally think, and this is my personal opinion, you can crucify me for my personal opinion.
Yes.
You're calling it broad-based
government. The president called it broad-based government.
I will call it a broad-based government of trouble. It's a broad-based coalition of trouble. Coalition
even?
Whatever it is, what broad-base? It is bringing together Kenyans' problem together. Yeah? And I'm glad they are coming together because they will fall together. The reason why I'm saying that is because you cannot wipe a table using a steel wire and expect not to get a scratch on the surface of that table. If you use a steel wire, expect to get the scratches. From the historical perspective of the political alignment in this country, you can't sense a problem ahead and retrogress to look for a solution. You can only look for a solution ahead, not retrogressing. So for me, I'm not hopeful that the broad-based so-called government is going to give us any solution. In fact, I sympathize with my friend, Buddy. He's my friend. Whenever I had attacks from my colleagues in the Kenya Kwanza coalition in Parliament as we debated, he would always protect me. I remember there's a time we had a verbal altercation with majority leader, and he's the one who came through and defended me very fiercely. He has always defended me. So I'm conflicted. I don't know whether I should support Buddy to become a cabinet minister for a broke government, because it is broke. And Buddy, being a very efficient lawmaker and an accountant, as I know him, I sympathize with him, because what is he going to work with? There is no money. Which money is he going to work for? I mean, how is he going to behave in that treasury, which is broke? So I sympathize with them. In as much as they come from a different party from my party, that doesn't bother me anymore, because I've realized that politics is a game of competing ideas and changing of paradigms and changing of covers. It's the same book. We only replace the cover. Yes. So the only worry I have is that we are doing what we call transferred aggression in psychology, where you transfer your problems and your anger and your bitterness from this aspect of life to this other aspect of life without providing a solution. So to me, that is a transferred aggression. I don't see anything. I'm sorry, that's my opinion. I don't see any hope.
So would you be voting to adopt or drop the report?
I am still doing my maths, but I'm 100% sure my conscience will not allow me to vote for some people. Yeah.
Okay.
My conscience will not allow me. Yeah, so there are people I have marked already without first of all listening. But I've gone to my ground in Githunguri today. I was in Githunguri. Last week I was in Githunguri. And my people are telling me, don't pass some characters. And I'm asking them why. And they have, watu wamesoma, watu wamegugu, they have reasons.
They have reasons.
Yeah, they're telling me so-and-so because of this, so-and-so because of this, so-and-so because of this. So there are some few characters that have been told by my own people, don't give them votes. But there are some people my people don't have a problem with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that this will get you in trouble again with your party?
Trouble? Which trouble?
And, defiance, as you have...
Which defiance?
Because it is expected the majority will pass this.
Which defiance are you talking about? I went into parliament to do my parliamentary work. Voting yes or no is my parliamentary work. And it is my obligation to decide on what I think my people want. So if my people tell me they are not happy with this, do I continue voting for it even when they don't want it?
No.
Ukiona kofia ikianguka, ikuonyesha ya kwamba nimechoka. Ukiona ikianguka hivi,
hizi kofia ulitoa wapi?
Ina complain.
It's a new...
Wacha nibadilishe style. Ama niweke tu vile mnavalianga. The other way around.
The other way around.
Ukiona ikianguka nikuonyesha nimechoka. Leo nimechoka. Nimekuwa na maboys huko ground.
Wanasema nini?
Maboys waliniambia, unajua wananitanga madhe. Kako sawa?
Kako sawa.
Ukiona niko hivyo iko sawa.
Iko sawa. Anakitanga madhe.
Wananitanga madhe.
And by the way they say
leo wamenikaza. Wameniambia madhe usituangushe. Ukienda huko bunge usituangushe. Ile Kiingereza yako unatwanga. Ukienda huko utwange tena. Alafu ikifika pale ni kwa kuvote usituwekee fulani. Wameniambia I already know my cards. Yes. And for me as a member of parliament, I've said, I am not a trustee, I am a delegate. And when you're a delegate, when you go to any place where you have to decide, you do what your people sent you to do. So I'm a humble delegate.
You're a humble delegate.
Yeah.
So then ideally what should, because the young people, the Gen Z asked for a dissolution of the cabinet.
Yeah.
Ideally what should have the president done? Because it was an opportunity for him to redeem himself in the face of the young people.
I think, to be very honest, and I want to be very candid here, I don't blame the Gen Zs because, of course, most of them are not in parliament, so they may not know the knobs to touch when they want things done. But the right knob to have touched would not have been the cabinet. Because the cabinet, in as much as we were annoyed with them, we were bitter with them because they showed opulence, they were arrogant, some of them. They even told us to chimba our own mafuta. Do you remember last year?
Yes.
When one of the cabinet secretaries said, kama unakasirika na mafuta imeenda juu, chimba yako, chimba kisima chako.
Yes.
In as much as we were so mad at them, I think we threw the missile to the wrong quarters. Because if really Gen Zs wanted to change, they should have started with the house that makes laws that are the pillar or the fundamental baseline towards laws that makes change. Cabinets just sit and wait for us to make for them laws. All right? So if you really are annoyed with finance bill, where should you go? You should go to that parliament where laws are made. But you see, if you insist on crumbling the cabinet is just a council of people who sit and implement what parliament make. They implement the budget, they implement the laws and the policies. So even after we reconstitute the cabinet, without having to change parliament, we are doing zero work.
Well, one may argue they came and occupied it.
Occupying what? I mean, occupying and making noise doesn't make anything change. What has changed? After they occupied, we went back to parliament and we started passing laws, kama kawaida. So I don't think they made a lot of impact. Okay, they made a lot of noise, that was noise. But if they were really impactful, they would have come up with demands that should have guided them towards making sure that there's completely impactful change in parliament. Because that parliament, like I've said in the past, it's a funny parliament. We pass a finance law that can affect your life and my life in 3 hours and no debate. And because the president's party and president coalition has the majority, everything is done by kifua. I mean, let's pass this. We have the numbers. Aye, and then we pass. Aye, then we pass. Then I sit and wonder, how can we make such laws like, important laws like finance bill? A law that can close this station. A law that can determine the success or failure of business enterprises and factories. A law that can actually retrogress this country or can catapult this country to excellence. But we can't make such a law in 3 hours. When the Gen Zs came to parliament, we had just passed finance bill in 3 hours.
In 3 hours.
In 3 hours, and people are just, ikafika pahali, those that were rejecting the bill decided not just to say reject the bill, reject the bill, because these people are not even giving you an opportunity to debate as to why you are rejecting, you know. So it became a song of reject the bill and aye, reject the bill, aye, reject the bill, aye.
What song were you singing?
Of course, I had rejected it very seriously. And even if it came back, I would still reject if it has some aspect of taxation that I felt were very punitive, very unprocedural, in line outside this constitution, and very irregular.
Absolutely. Hold on to that point. Let's pay our bills. We'll be back in a short while.
Thank you.
Your questions, your comments to Mheshimiwa coming in. You're watching the Daily Report. You're back in a short while. Just stay with us.